Hi y'all, Trace here again. Another quick word. I'm here to talk a little bit about vibration again. Why it's important. Vibration, a high vibration is where your power is. It's where your power lies. So, for instance, you want to see some things change in your life. It's impossible. Well, it will change depending on where your vibe is. It will change. But remember, the lower vibrational scale is down where you are fearful, having everything that's fear-based type energy going on in you, where it be jealousy, envy, hatred, you name it. Or even if you want to stay in there about illnesses and all of that type of stuff, unhealthy thoughts, all of that stuff is low vibrational things. Okay? You think on those type of things, pain, suffering, all of those kind of things, guilt, all of that low vibrational stuff. Okay? And it goes up the scale, and as you go up the scale towards a more balance would be things like hope and belief and things that are a little more neutral, but up from fear base. And actually anger is somewhere before you get to mid-range, because helplessness and the feeling of worthiness, unworthiness and helplessness and all of that stuff is the lower spectrum, low vibration. When you are around people who are walking around most often, their energy is mostly on the lower spectrum of not feeling worthy, low self-esteem, low confidence, always talking about illnesses, always talking about sickness, always talking about those type of things. That's low vibrational stuff, y'all. Always talking and gossiping about people, low vibrational stuff. My grandfather used to always say, small minds talk about people, gossip about people. They all up in folks' business, jealous and this and that kind of thing, talking that way. And then you have mid-range minds, average minds talk about events, they basically talk about what's going on. General talk, average minds, right? They're not really talking about anyone, but they're not really talking about anything, but it's basically, just mundane things that are interesting to them. So I won't call it mundane, but this is what my grandfather would say. But high vibing minds that, like the thinkers and the creators, they're talking about ideas. They're talking about love. They're talking about upliftment. They're talking about encouragement. They're talking about empowering, bettering situations, creative. They're the movers and the shakers. What can we do to make this better? What can we do to do something? They're not down there talking about people's business and gossiping. They don't have time for that. And they're not just talking about going to the club or going to this or doing that and what they did yesterday and what they did the day before. They're talking about all of that. They're thinking bigger. They're thinking awe-inspiring. They're thinking just above the fray. Those are great minds. Small minds have a lot to do with the low vibrational space. Average minds has to do with the mid-range vibrational space. Great minds has to do with the high vibrational space. Think of that in that way. So whenever you're thinking about something, where is it? And if you can't get to the high space, it's okay. Be around the faith and the belief until you can get to a place where when you have full feeling and knowing inside that all things are possible, all things. So we're talking vibratory. And the reason that this is important is because when we are calling forth things in our lives, when I talk about this all the time, because we're always wanting something. But wanting something only keeps it further from you. Okay? So there comes a place where you just have to just get into that vibe where you're in the higher realm, so that you can draw on that. Because this is the other thing. Thoughts don't just come to you. These things just doesn't attract. You're not attracting these things. It actually is all there. But is your vibrational, where you are vibrationally, what you are pulling from the ether. Okay? It's what you're pulling. And so that's where your power is. When you're vibing on high, and appreciation and love and goodwill and all of those great things, what you're doing now is the energy, the vibe that you're putting out is attracting that's within that frequency space. But if you're thinking about other things that are low vibrational space, no matter how much you're trying to call things into your life, it's not going to come that way, because your vibe is down there in that area that can only grab from the ether with that which is equivalent to that which is equal to that. That is what is evenly yoked with how you are feeling. So you have to pull yourself, if you're feeling low because you're not feeling well, even before your eyes can see, you have to believe in your heart and your mind that you are well and healed. And that will be the beginning process of being able to call forth the healing that is there for you. Okay? And anything else. Much love. Namaste. Choice here. And thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Peace. Much love.